Factoring is a very interesting topic and most important to solve quadratic equations. Let's get good skills on factoring. In this video, we will discuss about factoring equation like ax squared plus bx plus c, and this part will keep all the terms with a as 1. So these are called trinomials because they have three terms in it, 1, 2 and 3. So when there is a trinomial with the power of 2, it's kind of a quadratic equation. And factoring a could be any number, any real number. So in the first part of factoring, we'll consider when a is 1. That is kind of simpler. Once we understand that, then we'll move on to general, where a could be any real number. Okay. Now, it is not that all the equations can be factored. Some trinomials can be factored. So there is a way to test it out whether this trinomial can be factored or not. Okay, we'll learn that also during this video. Now, let's take some number. Let's go reverse way. Factoring basically this is the sum form. We basically want to convert sum into a product form. Then we say that the trinomial has been factored. Okay, so let's start from a product form and get a sum form and see what really happens. So let's say we have two terms, x plus 2 times x plus 3. If we expand it, we get x times x as x squared plus x times 3 as 3x. Now we multiply by 2 and we get 2 times x as 2x plus 2 times 3 as 6. And this can be written as x squared plus, when you combine these two middle terms, you get 5x plus 6. Now, thing to note here is relationship between the factored form and the sum form of this trinomial. You will notice that this number 6 is actually product of 2 and 3. So if we do 2 times 3, we get 6. But if we add 2 and 3, that is 2 plus 3, how much is it? 5. So what? Okay, so that's this term. So this is the sum part. And this is the product form. Let's see with few more examples if it is always true. This time, let's take a negative sign. We say x minus 3 times x plus 5. So when you do so, x times x is x squared, 5x, minus 3x, and 3 times 5 is 15. Minus, because minus times plus is minus. So now again we can combine the like terms and we can write this as plus 5x minus 3x is 2x minus 15. Again you will notice that minus 3 times 5 is how much? Minus 15. This is the product. Do you see that? I'll write P now. And if you add these terms, minus 3 plus 5, how much do you get? You get plus 2, and that's the sum. So, any combination you can try. You can try many examples like that. What you will notice is that in a trinomial, if we get combination of two numbers whose constant value is the product and the coefficient of x is the sum, then we can factor it in this way. Do you get the idea? Okay, let's try it on the other side. Let's now start with a trinomial and see if that is true and if we can really do it. Okay, let me write down a number like x squared minus 6x plus 9. Now here, it's kind of tricky. I took an example which is kind of tricky. Anyway, let's try it out. Now what is the product here? How do you get, you have to find two numbers whose product is 9 and whose sum is minus 6. So, well, 3 times 3 is 9. We need minus 6. So we'll take minus 3 times minus 3. So we say our two terms are minus 3 and minus 3. So when you multiply them, you get plus 9, and when you add them, that is minus 3 plus minus 3, you get minus 6, which is the sum. Correct. So can I write this as, these are my two numbers, x minus 3 times x minus 3. In this particular example, both the numbers turned out to be the same numbers. Okay. Now, is it true? Let's expand and figure it out. So x times x is equal to x squared. And how about x times minus 3x? Minus 3x. And here minus 3x times x is minus 3x. And minus times minus is plus. 3 times 3 is 9. So we can combine these two terms, and what do we get? X minus 6x plus 9. So we do get the same number. Do you get it? So yes, it works. It works beautifully. There is no problem. Correct. Let's take another example. Let's write down a number here like x squared plus 11x plus 24. Now you're looking for sum and product of 24. So what two numbers can you multiply to get 24? So let me write, so these are our products and these are our sums. So we want a product of how much? 24. So what two numbers can you multiply to get 24? 6 times 4 is 24. But when you add 6 and 4, you get 10, not 11. So that really doesn't work for us. Well, let's try more numbers. 12 times 2 is 24. When you add 12 and 2, you get 12 plus 2 is 14, not 11. How about 8 times 3? Oh yeah, 8 times 3 is 24, and when you add them, that means 8 plus 3, you get 11. So this is the sum part and this is the product you do get. So that is a perfect combination which we are looking for. So we can factor this with x plus 8 times x plus 3. So that's the way. If you want, you should expand and check whether you get the same answer or not. Correct? Let's try some more, or can I leave it for you? You may try these numbers. X squared plus x minus 12. So what are you looking for? We are looking for two numbers whose product is minus 12 and whose sum is 1, because 1 is the coefficient of this. Well, the number could be 4 and 3. 4 and 3 when multiplied will give you 12. Since you need negative sign, one of them should be negative. The number negative should be lesser number, because when you add them, you need a positive. So the product of the two numbers which qualify here is 4 and minus 3. When you multiply, you get minus 12. And how about the sum? 4 plus minus 3 is plus 1. Do you see? That's what it is. And therefore, I can write this as what? 4 and 3 combination. X plus 4 and x minus 3. That's the number we're looking for. So this is how we factorize. You can try some more. It is not necessary that we always write x for the variable. Variable could be any number. Let's say p squared minus 6p plus 9. Now this kind of problem we did take before. So the only variation is this. Let me change this to plus 6. Will it matter? It may not much. Well, here, what is the product you're looking for? 9 and sum of 6. So the numbers are plus 3 and plus 3. So you get x plus 3 times x plus 3. Correct? So that is how factoring is done for trinomials where x is 1. So you can try out some problems on your own. Here are some problems for you. X squared plus 15x plus 26. B. Let's say we have x squared minus 8x plus 16. C. Well, let me write here. X squared plus 19x minus 20. And D. Let me write x squared. This time all negative terms I want to write. Minus 16. Okay? So what are you looking for? Let's summarize. We are looking for set of two numbers whose product is 26 and whose sum is 15. Do you understand? 13 and 2. So 13 times 2 is 26. 13 plus 2 is 15. So you can write this as x plus 13 times x plus 2. So simple. Correct? Here, same process. Product as 16 and sum as minus 8. 4 times 4 is 16. But minus 8 means both should be negative. Correct? Plus means same sign. And this negative means both negative. Correct? Here, minus 20 is product and sum is 19. So the numbers could be 4 times 5 gives us 9. Doesn't work. And minus means one number is positive, the other is negative. 20 times 1, that will work. 20 should be positive because we are looking for a positive number here. Correct? Negative, negative. Negative means one negative, one positive. When they multiply, you get a negative number as a product. And the bigger negative is with negative sign because the sum is negative. So look for numbers. 8 times 2, well, that could work. Where 8 is negative, right? So that is very simple. Factoring trinomials where the leading coefficient a is 1. I hope you have understood the process and look for the next video where a is not 1. Okay, that may be slightly more difficult, but with mastering this, that should be simple for you too. Basic principle remains the same. Okay, thank you.